Alberto. So,
Hello,
can you introduce yourself to us a little more?
my name's Alberto Ornelas. I am the director, producer, editor, score maker of the show Lies Behind Their Eyes.
All right. And so, what is Lives Behind Their Eyes? Can you talk to us a little more about this series?
So the creation of Lies Behind Their Eyes, which was created because I believe that we tell ourselves lies to get through the day, right? So if you're scared to go outside because of something, you tell yourself a lie that it's going to be okay, nothing's going to happen, and to go through with what you're doing. But at the end of the day, something's going to happen. So it's the secrets and the lies we tell ourselves just to continue with our day or our week. And that's how the show was created.
Yeah, I totally agree. While watching the series, I really felt very anxious actually. There's an oppression in the story, and I thought that was really well done. So, what was your inspiration to do this series? Because to me, it looked a little bit like Breaking Bad, maybe.
Okay. That's a very big compliment. I really appreciate that. So the inspiration behind it was there was two creators of the show. It was myself. I was the lead creator, and then a guy by the name of Issa Rogers, who wrote um, several different episodes for the show. So the inspiration behind it was to bring a more dangerous uh, attention to your mind to the screen, right? In the first episode, it's about basically a girl, taking action of a date with a guy, but realistically, we don't really know about the other person that we're involved with. And you really don't ever know that person fully, no matter how long you're with them. I mean, anybody can keep a secret, and so it really reaches into the mind, and each story is a different story, each episode, but they all come together in a crazy way. So they all tie together in some way, which is awesome.
Do you have any advice? Because I see that writing a series is different than writing a short film, because you have to connect the episodes, and also your series is growing in intensity, obviously.
Right.
So do you have any advice on how you did that?
So basically, Lies Behind Their Eyes came about because we were working on a short film called Bad Date, which was created by Issa Rogers. And when he presented it to me, I told him that I had some ideas, with enlightening more of that story. So I ended up taking the script from Bad Date and adding a bunch of stuff to it. When we discovered that the story grew and there were so many unanswered things, that's when the idea came of doing the series. Basically, I mean, here's some fun facts about this show. One, there was no budget. We did it for nothing. There was no budget at all. Everything we used as far as sets and everything are stuff that I owned. So each set that we used, I already owned it. Um, and we used what we had. So the actors invested their time, I invested my time, the writers invested their time, everybody invested their time in the project. So there's no the quickest way to do something, don't ever let money hold you back, or equipment or anything like that, because now we have cinema cameras in our pocket. I mean, your phone can film at 4K. So the fact is you can do anything as long as you're willing to put the work in to do it. This show took us about a month to write, another month to shoot it, and 2 weeks to edit. So we got it done pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I think it's great that, like, with no budget, you managed to, you had the motivation of so many people behind you, and that's very important. It's crazy. I see all the actors that you had, the locations. That was one of my questions. Like, some locations are very interesting, and I wonder how you did that. So you actually own the locations.
Yeah, so and believe it or not, so 4 out of the 6 episodes were all filmed in the same location.
Oh.
So episode 4 was the witches, the All Mothers curse, which that was just filmed outside the building of episode 1.
Okay.
And then the second story, episode 2, was filmed on the second story of that building. And so we just moved and utilized what we had and made it what we needed to. The funeral home was filmed. My mother owns a funeral home, so she allowed us to use that for the set. And then episode 6, which is the gift, was actually filmed at my house.
That's really cool, the funeral home. I thought, wow, good job on the decoration, finding the,
Yeah.
your mom. That's super useful.
Yeah, and everybody was really creeped out about that episode because we started filming at 6 o'clock and we finished at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we were in a funeral home for that long. And actually during the interview process, when they were doing the behind the scenes, the door kept opening and closing by itself, which was very, very weird. But it
Must
was a
you
fun
had
episode to do.
you had a
Yeah.
haunted shooting.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So another question that I like to ask to the directors is, what was the biggest challenge for you as a director on the series?
I think the biggest challenge was when we were shooting episode 1, we were really getting a feel for each other, right? It was the first time that all of us were on set. We did table readings online due to COVID. We tried to keep as much of it online as possible till we had to be in a room together. But the biggest challenge was everybody being on the same page. Then when everybody got on the same page, I think the biggest challenge that I think everybody deals with is scheduling the shoot, because when you're dealing with so many actors and they show up in so many different scenes, you have to make sure they're there for certain. I didn't want to be like other directors to where I do a split shot where I shoot one actor one day and another actor another day, because that just takes away from the story and it takes away from the body language and everything like that. So to me, it was very important to make sure everybody that was in the scene to be shooting that day. So like Aaron Ramos, who plays Diego, he was already booked for another project. And so he shows up in episode 6, but he didn't film the same day everybody else filmed. We actually filmed that 2 days before because he wasn't going to be there to film episode 6.
Yeah, obviously organization wise, and I'm thinking maybe a series is a little more complicated because it's longer than a short film, and you
Yes,
always have the same actors, like most of the time, through the
exactly.
episodes. So it's a longer contract and stuff, but it's nice,
Exactly.
interesting. Something else that I like to ask is, like, because you wrote a TV series, and I think that's very interesting. We don't have a lot of them on Indie Clips. I was wondering, do you have any advice for people who want to go and make their series?
I believe that as long as you have a plan and you surround yourself with people that are just as eager as you are, and because let's be honest, when it comes to independent films and web series, they're passion films, and it's very hard to get people to invest or create a budget unless it's you creating that budget. So surround yourself with people that have the same drive as you, because when you do that, the product just becomes so much better. I wouldn't have been able to do my job as a director if I wouldn't have had my team, that was just as happy to do it as I was. Issa Rogers, Pedro Mendoza, Renee Leos, Gilbert Santana, my wife Tasha um, Ornelas. I mean, we own a clothing line too. My wife owns a clothing line. So all the clothes in the series was done by her.
Oh, that's
I own a record label. So I was in a Disney group called Savvy. And so my background is music. So I own a record label and a movie studio. So all the music done in the series was done by my record label. So it's about just having a well-rounded team. Because if you have that well-rounded team and you have the plan, you really can do anything you want. I mean, just look around. I mean, utilize what you have. It's like you you and I could make a movie right now, and the whole movie has to do with things happening over there and things happening over here, and we just write a script, and the whole thing happens through a phone, but a bunch of stuff is happening there and here, and we're on the total opposite sides of the world.
That sounds really good. But
So
yeah, you clearly had a good team for you, and that's very important. I agree. So, how about the Bomb TV? Can you talk to us a little more about this?
So the Bomb TV is a company that I created in 2013. So a record label, like I said, called the Bomb Records, and I could never find a director or an editor to direct my music videos. So I said, you know what? Since I can't find somebody that's going to do it for me, let me learn it myself. And so that's what I did. From 2013 to now, I learned how to direct and do my own music videos and stuff. And that's how Bomb TV was created. So the Bomb TV is a movie studio that is a company out of the Bomb Records that does indie films, that does short films, that does music videos, commercials, pretty much anything in cinema it does. And I created because I wanted to be able to tell the story and make people feel good. I mean, through music, you can listen to a song and feel great, right? But when the song ends after the 3 minutes, you're like, oh, well, let me find another song. But cinema, if I can make you forget about your problems in your life for the next 2.5 to 3 hours and make you feel like you're somebody else, then I did my job so much better than I did the music. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to take people's problems away and give them an escape with their mind through my movies and through my TV shows. And that's why I created the Bomb TV.
Well, you really seem passionate about cinema and music, and that's great, really.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
on creating this. It's not always easy to have your own production company, but I think it's a good idea as an artist to have one. So,
Thank you so much.
something else, the last question actually that I have for you today is what are your projects for the future?
So right now, actually, let me pull up the website because I have a couple cool projects coming up. So Overseer and Now Hiring are two new short films that came out within the last month that are amazing. Me and Pedro Mendoza wrote both films, and I directed both films. And Pedro Mendoza is actually an actor in these films.
Yeah.
So I definitely suggest to check those out. He was also in Lies Behind Their Eyes. He plays Petey, is
Yeah.
his character. Okay. I have a film called Don't Peep that's fixing to come out that's starring my son. We have a movie called E coming out. We have a movie called Ex Nuke coming out, Knock. We have two new series coming out that I don't want to yet say the names of them because we're still tossing. But yeah, I think the biggest one coming out right now is going to be Don't Peek, which is a scary, has to do with a young kid who has like a night terror type thing. So
Okay.
it is on IMDb, so you can definitely read up on it and stuff like that. But that is a new one. I have about 6 or 7 short films that I'm working on at the moment.
That's cool. You're really productive. That's pretty cool.
Well, I want to try to be the first independent director to release close, if not 50 short films in 1 year.
50. Woo!
I want to try. I want to come at least super close or conquer the 50.
That's
So
really cool because people always say make movies, you get better at every film. So I think it's a
exactly.
very good strategy actually. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's all I had to ask for today. Thank you so much for doing this
Awesome.
interview.
Well, I
And
really appreciate it. I wanna let you into so you can see this is my recording studio,
it's
and then this is my where I do the movie editing, and then also my home is complete. It's my own movie theater. Yes, so So we have a little concession stand and everything like that. So we do screen all our own movies here. This is when I was in Disney here. Oh,
Your house is crazy.
different things.
Look at that.
So yes, a dream is only a dream if you don't act on it. So in the words of Steven Spielberg, I stopped dreaming about my dreams and I started doing my dreams. So
Wow, so inspirational. Well, thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.